really don't know what to say.
Well, what do we got here? This is Wright's blanket. What's this about?
Well, it's a blanket designed to give away to the homeless, to let them know that they have rights as a human being. Basically, a lot of the homeless, they end up giving up on life and, retreating back to the bushes or to the alleys because they don't have the address, they don't have the ID, they don't have who they are in life anymore because they've lost it all in some way or another. And the blankets are designed to hand out to the homeless so that they know that they have a chance out there in life again. And it just specifies all the national rights, the panhandling, your rights to outdoor camping, your health care, subsidized housing, welfare, disability. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
So is it warm?
I haven't tried it yet.
Has it got any kind of lining on it?
I'm going to be the first to test it.
Wow.
It's supposedly it's 100% waterproof, windproof, and as I speak right now, I'm on the street myself, so I'll be the test. I'll let you know.
So you'll go from here and you'll sleep in this tonight?
Yes, I will.
With some other blankets, I hope.
A couple, yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a small tent in the bush. The city has pulled my tent and thrown it in the garbage twice now. But now that I have this, I have the rights to outdoor camping as long as the shelters are full. They can't do anything to me anymore. And I think this is going to help a lot of people realize that they still have rights. That a lot of people have just given up. And this is basically breaking the ground on rights for the homeless all over. So we're hoping to get some more donations so we can buy some more blankets and start handing them out in the next week or two.
What's the cost of a blanket?
Right now the blankets are retail for $49.95, about $50. But we're hoping to get some donations of private funding so we can just start going out on the streets and handing them out. Because street people can't afford $50 for a blanket. But I'm pretty sure that we can find somebody to help out with this.
So when you say we, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, that's the other problem right now. I'm going to have to start a new website. Yeah, I don't know. We still, like I said, this is the beginning of the program. This whole thing's just the start. We're just going to get people aware. It's an awareness right now. And once we get enough people aware of what's going on, right now we're coinciding with the Pivot, and they're helping out a lot of street people in Vancouver and Lower Mainland, and we're going to try to get them to help us over here.
So you're saying there's quite a few people on the streets here in Courtenay?
Courtenay right now has about 150 people on the streets. A lot of them are being pushed out of city limits because the city doesn't want to deal with them anymore. It's the fact that they don't want to see them, because they don't dress nice, or some of them are addicts, some of them are alcoholics. I've seen people come into the centers pushing a baby cart with a baby, and they're falling in the same system as a homeless person because there's not affordable housing here in Courtenay. And the shelters are full, and there's no emergency shelter. And that's a lot of the problem of this, is that the affordable housing here in Courtenay is just not working out right. So we're trying to, along with Pivot and the rights of any human being, rich or poor, we're trying to organize awareness for affordable housing for low-income families. That's another goal of ours too. That's the gist of it right now.
Thank you, Jason.
No problem.
Anyway, yeah, so we're doing this because we heard that there wasn't going to be any food provided to homeless people on Boxing Day, so a few of us got together and cooked up a meal, some rice and some stew and veggies and sandwiches for people to take with them. Oh, and also we got some of those legal blankets, those done by the Pivot Society. So we're going to be raising money. They're $50 a piece, and they're waterproof blankets that we think all homeless people should have until they actually have homes.
If people wanted to donate to that, how could they do that?
That's a little difficult at the moment, but they can email me, Ernie at openmoney.org, and or Ernie Yacub, all one word, YACUB at gmail.com, or they can call me at 897-3916.
My name is Rosemary Baxter. I live in Courtenay, and I just want to show you probably the first Pivot Rights blanket that has come into the valley. And we're hoping to raise money for these blankets. They're $50 each, and they're waterproof. We're hoping that the people who do not have shelter, we can raise enough money that we can give one to each of the people who has a need. The interesting thing about the blankets, it's an international and national rights blanket. So let's say in regard to panhandling, security guards, outdoor camping, which a lot are doing here in Courtenay Comox right now, your rights in relation to the police, they're all on this blanket. The health care, welfare and disability. So if anyone listening to this can see a way to donating $50 to get a blanket, we would love to hear from you. I have a particular interest in this because we've been working, and my husband and I have been working with groups that go to Central America regularly for helping with the education and well, just people who need the money, the mothers, the students, and down in Central America, when we started going there in '89, people were sleeping in the streets. Now there's more people sleeping in the streets, but down there they also are prodded and poked and assaulted by the police, who are almost military in their approach to people without homes. And we don't want that happening here. It's time that our people here in the valley knew their rights, and we want to just cover them, not just to cover them with a blanket. We want to make sure their rights are looked after.
Are you ready?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Hi, my name's Sonny Wells. We're here in the Comox Valley, Courtenay, British Columbia, Vancouver Island. I'm here talking to you people on behalf of Courtenay's homeless situation. I've been homeless for a few years, off and on, but right now, like, I'm homeless due to the strata housing here at in Comox Valley. We're having trouble getting rents in the valley because of the fact that they will not accept people who are renting as roommates. Most of the people in the valley that are renting apartments, townhouses, or whatever the case may be, are looking for families. And they're raising the rents far beyond what we have or what we can afford. And we don't think this is fair because of the fact that the government is bringing, like, in what is it, the Olympics in 2010. They're raising all our rents. We on welfare get $375 a month for rent, which I don't think is fair, because all the rents in here, the Comox Valley, start at $400, $450 to $475. This is just for a one a 1-bedroom with a great big walk-in closet or a 2-bedroom. I don't see where they can deem this fair by any means. What we want here in the valley is there are a lot of empty buildings, like the old Rexall store, the old what's that paint shop down there beside Bond's Fish and Chips?
General Paint.
It used to be General Paint. That's empty. There are a lot of schools that the government has shut down.
Churches.
There are churches that could be opened up in the evening for the homeless, right? Give them a mat, a blanket, and a pillow that they can fold up in the morning and return to the people, and have someone say good morning and give them a cup of coffee or a bowl of soup like they do in Vancouver, right? If Vancouver can do it, why in God's name can Comox Valley do it? Go ahead, cuz.
Right on.
My name is Donald Sankey. Haven't been homeless too long here in Comox Valley, a few months, but I have been homeless since I was 16 to about 33, various times on the street, hitchhiking through Western North America. Never had a problem ever living on the street except for here in BC. Here in BC, there seems to be a problem with being able to help people without regard, Everybody wants to stick their faces into what you're trying to do to help people. Take the landlord situation. How do landlords get the power to influence how we can help people in the homes that we have? To be able to say that we have to get this person out when they're not even living in that home. The landlord's not living in that home. We're paying the rent. We've been there for 6-7 years. Yet they can come in and say who we can help. Where did they get that power? We let that happen because we don't speak up enough to our government officials. We wait for the council meetings, but who goes to the council meetings? Not more than maybe 20 of the same people all the time. They hear the same things over and over again. And when government hears that, they turn a blind ear because they're hearing the same things over and over again from the same people. We have to start paying attention to when we have a chance to speak up. If we don't, this is where we are right now. You might be here, right here, with me. As I've led crews, I've had my own companies, but because of some Stratacore and some landlord, I am without a home right now. I work, but I'm without a home right now because nobody will rent, like my cousin just said. Nobody will rent to people who aren't actual couples or long-term family members that we live together with. That's wrong. If my rental record here in the valley has shown that I've never caused a problem, why don't I have a place then? How can that happen? We let that happen. We, through our inadequacies with dealing with decisions that we should have made a long time ago. And we have to teach our children that we can speak up. You don't have to get angry, you don't have to destroy. We need to speak up and be able to be heard. That's all we need. If we don't have that, then we're going to stay here and get worse as the years go by. And before we know it, BC will be a place everybody wants to get away from instead of coming to. And that's pretty much all I have to say on that. I mean, it's all up to us. If we don't do something, we don't say something, we don't speak our minds when we need to, when we see something wrong happening in front of us, instead of walking away and saying, it's not my problem, why don't we speak up? Stop that. make that person think about what they're doing is wrong, and maybe next time they won't be so quick to judge another person and insult and cause harm. We have to speak up. If we don't, this is where we are. This is where we all are. You'll end up right where I am. What we need to do around here is stop this humanism. Humans aren't the main life form on this earth. There are billions and billions of lives on this earth past what can be counted in human existence. Okay? We're earthlings, we're not humans. That tree, those ants, those grass, the grass that grows, they're all breathing and living with the same oxygen, the same earth, the same blood flows through their veins that flowed through the dinosaurs 65 million years ago when they went extinct. So what's so different? Why do we have to say it's the human race? We are earthlings, right? That's as simple as we can get. That seagull that just flew by, he's a major part of the earthling network, because without them, I mean, garbage would be everywhere.
Same with the crows.
Right? The crows and the rats and everybody, right? Everything has a right to exist on this earth without us humans coming in, ripping everything down, putting up blacktop, and importing trees that are wrong and plants that are wrong for this area. Right? Look at the broom. Look at the willow. Look at you know. It's crazy. Yeah. We have to start thinking long term instead of what I want right now. If we don't do that, like I said earlier, we're exactly where I am right now, and we all will be here within 10 years if nothing changes. Just all we have to do is start caring. It's that easy.
If they keep on going the way they are right now, it won't only be us that are homeless.
Nope, it'll be everybody. Everybody underneath $1 million
the rest of the
income.
world will be homeless.
Yep.
Because like
you know the movie Demolition Man? We're so close to that.
They're causing this greenhouse effect.
Every restaurant will be Taco Bell.
Like they're tearing down all the old buildings. Like they tore down the Courtenay house, the noodle factory beside it.
They're gonna tear down the Mex.
And like they're these millionaires, right? With nothing better to do with their money, they're gonna put high-end condos, right where the Courtenay house and that noodle factory used to be, right? I mean, like, what the hell's that? You know, why can't they put in low-cost housing somewhere?
What about the promises from government over the last 20 years? Every government that has ever come in, NDP, Progressive Conservative, Social Credit, whatever, they've all promised low-income housing for the fact that they've destroyed all the old housing. Where is it? Nothing has gone up. Everything that has gone up has been stratacore or condo. Where's the accountability? Where are the people in outrage? Everybody I talk to says they don't like what government is doing, but we never see them at the protests. Where are you? You want your voice heard? Speak it. Otherwise,
we can't.
If you abstain from a vote, that means you agree with them. That's what they think. Do not abstain from a vote or a talk. You have to speak your voice. If we don't, this world has no more than 50 to 100 years left with us on it, because we'll destroy it.
We're only a couple of people that are homeless. There are more than like 150 to about 250 people in the Comox Valley alone that are homeless. I'd like to.
Church?
Yeah.
Churches.
I'd like to see them open up churches, right?
Where's the sanctuary in churches?
Like I thought, yeah. Like they said, the church is your sanctuary. What happened to that? Like, you go to a church, the door's locked.
I've never seen any church allow a homeless person to lie on their pews for the night just because they think everything is going to be stolen. Just because they got stolen from once. Not everyone out here is what they term an asshole. We all have stories. We all have places that we've come from, people that have respected us and people we respect. We're not just clouds out here and mirages. We live just like you and I, just like everybody. We need recognition. More than that, we just need simple respect. Huh? Just, that's all. Everybody needs simple respect. If we don't have that, then we don't know how to pass it on. And that's what we have to teach our children, is to pass on that clear respect for everything, not just human life, but everything.